I'll put that table back on the screen so people can see it at home. This was the spot price today, just skyrocketed. So when people in your state of Queensland were paying about $60 a megawatt hour for power, in Victoria, they were paying $16,600 for that same megawatt of power. That's the problem.
And right now, Peter, 500,000 of them are paying nothing because they're not connected. And this is the challenge when the network is so unstable and so reliant on intermittent wind and solar, for example. I mean, the idea that we are going to have the nation and our economy rely on the weather, and you've got extreme weather conditions in Victoria right now. Imagine if that damage was hailstorms right throughout a couple of thousand megawatts of solar panels, which you've got in Victoria, that you simply can't replace in a short period of time. Then you've got nothing. There's nothing left. Now, they'll get Loy Yang back online depending on how long it takes. If boilers have cooled down, for example, if they've got auxiliary power, if they've got all those other things that they can get up and running and get them on quickly, you'll get your lights back on. But the last report I saw, there's over 400 faults, lightning strikes and everything else. And it's the people of Victoria that miss out, and it's industry who aren't producing anything, and their ability to pay their wages and be part of the economy is lost.
I might add too, in the west of the state, we've got some pretty significant fires in and around Halls Gap in the Wimmera area. And of course, as we know nowadays, you don't have a landline, you don't have that bit of copper to your home in case of emergency. You've got a mobile, or you've got a VoIP phone, you know, a computer-based phone. And so when you haven't got power, you're also pretty vulnerable.
Oh, back in the old days, Peter, under telecom, for example, they used to guarantee about a 48-hour supply with battery backup because it was a centralised exchange. You've now got towers everywhere, and they do have some backup, but they tend to be a lot more short-term unless you get diesel generators to them to make them work. So people not only lose their power, they lose their communications and their ability to call emergency services, for example. And your point about fires is exactly right. And Chris Bowen wants you to have more transmission lines, which are more risk and less reliability, and even more chance that you'll lose and have blackouts, lose your electricity supply over a longer period of time. This is why these proposals are so fraught with danger. They're incredibly expensive, and we are seeing the reality of it right now.
Well, Australians have got a chance to do something about it before it gets much worse. Keith Pitt, I appreciate you dropping everything to jump on tonight. I think this is a really big issue, and I appreciate your expert analysis. Thank you as always.